On today's video, I am going to talk about college orientation. Guys, I know some of you guys are probably looking at me talking about college orientation. Like I'm just getting ready to graduate. So I know some of you guys are graduating from high school. Some of you guys are graduating from um, elementary school, and I know some of you guys have graduated from college or university. And some of you guys are getting ready to go into a college. Some of you guys are probably signing up for college. So I wanted to let you guys know a little bit about the college orientation and how it was for me when I went through it. If you guys don't know, I am from Mississippi. Lord knows I'm ready to get out of Mississippi. But that's a whole nother story. But anyways, I am going to tell you guys some of the things and some of the tips that I took with me and kind of helped me through getting through orientation. Now, I know some of you guys are looking at me like, orientation, that sounds like a class. When I went to a college, it was a class. It was like orientation 101 or college tips 101 or even general knowledge 101. But when I went to a university, it was orientation, which lasted for like 1 or 2 days, and then after that, it was like a class they put you in to where you just read over the policies and they talk about the school, and you just take a little quiz on it, and then that's how you get your score or whatever. But it didn't last the whole semester. While you took classes, you took that little class online. That's how it was for me. But let's jump straight into this, and hopefully I answer all the questions you guys might have. If not, you are more than welcome to put your questions in the comment section. Of course, you can always email me at the email address that's always at the bottom of the description box, or hit me up on Facebook. Any one of those will be fine. Before we go to college in orientation, these are just some tips I put out there for you guys to say, hey, maybe this is why I need to go to orientation. The first thing I want to say is this is like a cool way for you get to meet people, to make new friends. This is also a way where you can be like open-minded, and so yeah, just keep these tips in mind. So the first thing I will say is you need to bring like a refillable water bottle for sure, because when I went, now mind you guys, it was like 85 degrees. But then you thinking yourself, that's not really hot. But when you think about it, there's no trees, only concrete, and then you got all these brick buildings. It was hot, okay? It was hot. And someone in their great mind, which is me, thought it was okay to wear dark blue and black. What the hell was I thinking, okay? Another thing I want to tell you guys is bring comfortable walking shoes. If you love flip-flops, get flip-flops or sandals that is not going to hurt your foot, because you are going to walk. And when I say walk, I mean you're going to walk to visit the campus, you're going to walk to find your room, you're going to walk to look at your classes. Sometimes they have orientations where you can go around and meet professors. Sometimes they have it where you have to go to different buildings to fill out different paperwork. So just be mindful of that. Another thing I want to tell you guys, just in case, bring you a snack or lunch or something. Because, I mean, sometimes they do offer lunch there, but you have to pay for it. Ain't everything free in this world. But make sure, if you really not the big eating lunch type of person, because I'm not, eat breakfast. I mean, eat a good breakfast, okay? Because sometimes these things can last from 1 hour to 3 hours. Sometimes 1 hour to 5 hours. It just depends. Another thing I have to say is college is full of diversity. So you will see unfamiliar people. You will look at you will have experiences. So just take in that, but always, like I said at the beginning, have an open mind to get to know new people, to experiences, to get to know unfamiliar people you wouldn't normally hang out when you're in high school with. A big thing I always say, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this, a question is not a dumb question. Ask as many questions as possible. But I always wanted to remind you guys, do not ask questions you know that have already been asked or they already answered. You just wasn't paying attention. So just be mindful of that. So I would like to go ahead and tell you guys what's going to happen on orientation day. And when I say that, I'm saying that to say this. This is what happened to me on orientation day. And let's just say I honestly can't say I like going to orientation more than I like going to class sometimes, okay? So they'll give you it gives you the opportunity to make friends, get acquainted with roommates, purchase textbooks, sometimes to fill out financial aid paper. It gives you the opportunity to be comfortable with navigating through the campus. When I went to college, it was fun, but it seemed like the whole campus was like a circle, so, or octagon. So it kind of wasn't. It was a lot of walking, but it was like I had like 2 or 3 classes in one building. Then the other building, I only had one class per day. So it was okay. But when I went to a university, it like I had a class and and it was in different buildings, upstairs, downstairs. So I had to come real acquainted with that real quick. But honestly, it only takes me a week to like get acquainted to certain things. So not even a week, but just for me to get it like this, yeah. Okay. Some of you guys might have a question on how long does orientation last. For many colleges, they have early orientation during the summer. Early orientation during the summer is basically if you start class at the end of July, early August, and then late orientation is when you have it late August, early September. So just be mindful of that. Sometimes colleges and universities have it where their orientation is a week long right before classes start. Some of them for like freshman orientation where you can bring your siblings and the students and the parents, and that's when you have the long week orientation. Well, one day you probably have to fill out paperwork. Then the next day you probably have to visit the bookstore, and the next day you come, like they have it cut up in sections. And then some of you might go ahead and ask me, okay, we got past why I need to go. I need to know what I need to bring. And I honestly feel like the best thing to bring is no big. What the hell is a no big? Bring notebook or paper or something, a pen or a pencil, comfortable shoes like I mentioned. It just depends on the day. I would bring an umbrella, but if you got a raincoat, throw that on. Sunscreen, of course. Sometimes if you already had your student ID made, that's fine. Or if you got a driver license, make sure you bring your driver license, okay? And your social security card, all that information, so you go ahead and get that filled out. Bring your parents, of course, and any other paperwork that you know you would need to help you fill out the paperwork they have for you there. Another important thing when it comes to paper and pen, make sure you take notes, okay? Now that we are here and you have got to orientation, I'm going to give you a little bit more advice on what you need to do. First of all, of course, be nice to everyone. Okay, sometimes the nervousness start during orientation, and the best way for you to get out of that nervousness is if you go around and meet people. So I'm editing this video not knowing that I didn't finish, or I did finish, and it just stopped recording. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that video off now, just in case I forget to like add in the talkover points. So during college orientation, you are to expect a lot of emotions. Like, you might think like, do I really want to do this? Is this for me? Should I choose a college close to home? Just go with your heart and just know that the emotions will be strong. You will be homesick. And I do have a video about that, and I will link all my college videos. You have to give college a chance to grow on you. It's not something um it's not something that you will know right off the bat. And so you have to give yourself time to get to know people, to know the campus, to know your dorm, things like that. You guys know that. Another question that I felt like when I was editing this, I felt like another question that you guys would probably ask me is how many hours is college orientation? And if I'm not mistaken, when I was going through orientation for new students or for freshmen, it generally lasts 2 to 3 hours, depending on the itinerary. And like I said earlier in the video, it could last anywhere from 1 day to a week. You never know. It just depends on the college or the university that you're attending. So if you guys have any more questions about college orientation, just let me know in the comment section. Another thing that I came up with that I feel like a lot of people would ask is college orientation necessary? And most college orientations are mandatory, so that means you have to go. Another thing, another question is, can parents go to college orientation? There are orientations for parents, but they are not mandatory. But if you want your parent to go to your orientation, you can. I would greatly suggest that you do, just in case you need help filling out paperwork, or you need somebody that like to walk around campus with you. I would greatly suggest it. Um, And this is like a great way for parents to get to meet other parents. So you going away will be easier on them. And this is like a great chance for them to ask questions. Because honestly, during orientation is the only time your parents have a input or a say so. Because for your grades, they would not speak to your parents, they'll speak to you. I mean, if you do get kicked out of school, they'll send something home, but it's gonna have your name on it. So, I mean, you're grown now because you're in college, and they're gonna treat you that way. So, to me, college is like the taste of the real world, but they just holding on to your shirt tail. Okay, when you finish college, they're gonna let you go. That's basically what it is. Um, and another question I feel like you guys will probably ask, because you don't want to leave your high school friend behind, is can you bring a friend to your orientation? Me, honestly, I suggest you don't, because um, you will be split into like groups. And you can make new friends. You'll be split into like classes, and sometimes those classes are broken down into groups. So I wouldn't suggest you bring a friend, because your friend is going to be with your parent. I'm just going to let you know your friend will not walk around campus with you, and they'll be with your parent. Um, and you can't sneak them in, because you have to fill out your information, and they're going to ask your friend her name. If she's not in school, then they're going to send, they're going to take her back wherever your parent is. So I suggest you not do that. Another thing I have to say, and this is the end of this video, make sure you be vocal. Let people know what you can and can't do. Another thing, expect a long day. But most of all, have fun. Enjoy your time during orientation because you're going off to college. So if you have any more questions, any more concerns about college orientation, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to touch more on it before classes actually start, let me know in the comment section. I will be gratefully happy to help you guys.